Last year I said I wanted to go swimming at least once, and I didn't do that, which I think is absolutely tragic. New Year's resolutions aren't for everybody, but I find them a really useful way to organize my thoughts, even when I can't organize my time. So I'm going to go over my resolutions for the year whilst I put together this Pokemon paper theatre that my friend bought me. In 24, I said I wanted to get braces and gain weight. I got braces about 6 months ago, and it's already made such an incredible difference in that time. I even made a little paper craft based on the 3D scan of my teeth that they did. I didn't realize at the time though how much this would disrupt my eating and my diet, which is pretty obvious in retrospect. So although I've maintained my weight, I haven't gained any weight. So I'm going to give myself a half point for that resolution. I said that I wanted to think less and do more, not letting myself get caught up in over planning projects and instead spending more time just making things. I feel like I knocked this resolution out of the park, in part because I've just been so busy that I've had to just dive headfirst into all my projects and figure them out as I go, rather than really having like a thought out plan before I start working. So I achieved that resolution. These instructions are a little bit bigger than I was expecting. I was planning to just build this in like half an hour. I think I might have to rethink that plan. I wanted to change how I engage with social media, so I stopped posting on my personal account. I drastically cut back on things like Twitter and TikTok, and I think that has done me a lot of good. Judging by what's happening to the social media landscape, it seems like I made the right choice at the right time, and I'm going to kind of keep social media at an arm's length this following year. Lastly, I said that I wanted to go swimming at least once, which I've already said I didn't do, and if I'm being honest, I probably won't do that this year either. So out of my 4 resolutions, I got 2.5 points, which isn't half. What is that? So now for my resolutions for 25. This last year has been the hardest I've worked in my life, and that's really saying something because I always work really, really hard. I've had 4 separate crunch periods. I've been working 14-hour days for months on end. As a freelancer, my work kind of oscillates between feast and famine, so having too much work is like a really nice problem to have because I know it's not going to last forever and I can make hay whilst the sun shines. But last year I completely exhausted myself. This Christmas break was the first time over my Christmas break that I just didn't do anything creative. I was just completely exhausted. I just ate cheese and watched movies. And that was it. Usually I do like some personal projects over Christmas, maybe I tidy up, and I just didn't have the energy this year. So a lot of my resolutions kind of have that theme to them. Number 1, get up earlier. If you're working a lot of late nights, and even when I stay up till midnight, it sometimes feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day, so I need to find more of them. I'm not having like long, luxurious lines by any means, but I get up around 8:30, 9, and so I'm going to aim for 7 this year so I can squeeze a couple more hours out of each day. And then if I finish work, I can go to bed a little bit earlier. That'll be nice. Number 2, find more time for personal projects. My highlights this year were working on quick projects like the toy for Yellow Taxi Goes Room and Turnip Mountain. Each only took a couple of days, and little projects like that helped break up the pressure that comes from month-long bigger projects. I want to find time for little projects and collaborations like that. I want to find time to update the website a little bit, and I would really like to find time to release a new wave of Fold Up Friends. I've been looking for like 10 minutes and I cannot find the piece I need. Am I missing a piece? It's okay. I found it. It was on its own separate piece. I was planning to build this whole thing during the video, but I think I've massively underestimated just how difficult this would be. I'll probably finish this in my own time. Oh my god, it's so cold. Check out this jumper my partner crocheted for me. It's so big and fluffy and warm. I feel like it needs a button just here. But other than that, it's absolutely incredible. Look how cozy this is. Number 3, strike whilst the iron is hot. I feel like I missed a few opportunities this year because I left things for just 1 or 2 weeks too long. It's hard to talk about without getting into specifics that I'm not allowed to talk about, but as an example, the toy I just talked about, the Yellow Taxi Goes Room, I designed that for the game just before it came out, and there was like a lot of excitement and a lot of attention around that game when it launched, and I delayed putting out a video showing how I made it because I was busy with something else. And then by the time I got the free time to make that video, everyone had kind of moved on and I didn't really see much point in making the video anymore. I feel like I missed the opportunity because I didn't prioritize it. So this year, I don't want to make the same mistake, and if there's an opportunity in front of me, I want to do my best to take advantage of it and seize it. Number 4, survive. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We are living in uncertain times and things are looking pretty bleak, especially for people like me. The first step in anything is surviving. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, but we're 10 days into the year and it's not looking good. I don't think that this year is going to be life and death by any means for me, but I do think the next decade is going to be absolutely brutal. So this is probably going to be like a recurring resolution, which is, all these other goals that I'm setting myself are all fine and dandy, but the building block, the first and foremost thing is to survive. If I achieve anything else in the year, that's great. That's a bonus. I want to make sure I and my friends get through the year. I don't think that a papercraft YouTube channel is really the place to get into a lot of these topics. So I'll just leave it, stay smart and safe in these dumb and dangerous times. Number 1, survive. So those are my New Year's resolutions for 2025. In a year's time, I'll make another video seeing whether I managed to stick to these resolutions and setting some new ones for the following year. I've done this for 3 years now. I found these videos really useful just because otherwise I'd forget what my resolutions are. So I before I filmed this, I watched back my old video from 24 and I was really surprised by how different things were. I feel like when you're in the day-to-day, you don't see the progress in your life in a lot of ways. You don't see the things that you've improved on. You don't see how you've changed physically. But seeing these videos and kind of watching them once with a year in between them, I've made so much progress this year. I've worked so hard this year and I've been so hard on myself. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I always feel like I have to apologize and say, oh, I'm sorry I'm not making more videos. I'm sorry I'm not making more papercrafts. I think it's because I worry if I'm not posting stuff, people will think I'm slacking off. But I don't think anyone thinks that. I think everyone knows that I work really hard. And it's kind of counterintuitive, but in general, as a rule of thumb, the more content I'm releasing, the less paying work I have. And so when things are going really well, like they are right now, you see less of me. And I'm not going to apologize for that anymore. Maybe that should be a resolution. Number 5, apologize less for not releasing stuff. Probably not going to be many videos this year. All of my contracts end in March, and then I don't know what the future looks like, so don't expect anything from me for a few months. Okay, I'm rambling. What are your New Year's resolutions? I'd love to read them. Whenever people post their resolutions, I find them very useful because I can go, oh, that's a really good one. Maybe I should do that. So if you've got some New Year's resolutions, post them in the comments. I'll read them all, and I'll talk to you all when I have the chance. Survive, and I'll see you at the end of the year.